The DEA is getting kicked in the balls because they posted on social media celebrating Nixon's drug war just as Black History Month was getting started. And if you don't know why that's messed up, let me tell you. The DEA's Throwback Thursday post showed Nixon getting a pat on the back from the International Narcotic Enforcement Officers Association for doing such a good job cracking down on drugs in the U.S. Nixon didn't just start the war on drugs, he was the war on drugs. In 1970, he replaced the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937, which didn't go hard enough on cannabis, and set up the controlled substance scheduling system that we know and love today. And where is marijuana? Yep, right at the top. In 1971, he declares war against drugs, and by 73, he set up the whole DEA just to enforce these policies. And these guys are putting him on a pedestal as their grand founder when his own aide, John Ehrlichman, came out in an interview and openly admitted his whole drug policy, specifically focusing on marijuana, was a scheme to target the anti-war left and Black people. Read this. I want you to read this. Nixon had two enemies, okay? The anti-war left and Black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or Black, but by criminalizing marijuana, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. Of course we did. They legit chose to pursue a policy that would continue to log generations of people into a criminal system that'll mark them for the rest of their lives, cutting them off from public assistance, employment, denial of child custody, voting rights, loans, all because of a criminal record. And this is the same Schedule I marijuana policy that is being enforced by the federal government through the DEA that Nixon put in place to vilify minorities and keep himself in power. A snowball that turned into a legacy of mass incarceration, bias toward people of color that today sees over 500,000 arrests a year for cannabis possession. The war on drugs is one of the costliest and least successful campaigns ever launched by the government. We spent over $1 trillion to stamp out illegal drugs, and drug use is more prevalent than ever. There were 100,000 overdose deaths last year. Possession arrests have tripled since the 80s, and every time they crack down on one drug, another takes its place. And after all their effort, after all these years of stamping marijuana out, over half the country has gone ahead and legalized it anyway. Now, if that's not a fail, I don't know what is. And with all that, people are asking, this is the agency that we're supposed to trust to objectively decide cannabis's final schedule, posting drug war propaganda to kick off Black History Month. Ooh, not a good move, guys. Not a good move.